beautiful babes, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashlyn. I am the founder of Studio Sola Luna, the online and body movement studio. And today I'm going to be taking you through a 10-minute yoga for dancers. This is a pre-dance warm-up flow, so it will really get your body warm and stretched out and lengthened before you start dance class. This is really great for anyone that dances in heels especially. We really focus on getting the legs and the feet warmed up and stretched and ready to dance in our heels. But if you are a contemporary dancer or a ballet dancer, this will work for you as well. It is so important to start our dance classes and our movement with intentionality, and sometimes it's really easy to be short on time and to get straight into a dance class without warming up or without stretching. But of course that usually leads to injury. I know from personal experience. So if you do have the time to fit in this really short flow, it will benefit you greatly. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Beginning in a kneeling position, facing the top of our mat. And we are just going to start with neck rolls, taking the head around to the right shoulder, back, left shoulder, forward. Again. Other way, taking it around to the left. Good. One more time. Very nice. Taking the right hand to the head and tilting the head towards the right shoulder as you reach out through that opposite arm. I will show you from the front, that way you can see what I'm doing. Good, feeling that beautiful stretch inside of the neck, the left side. And switching. Bringing the left hand to the right ear, tilting the head down, feeling the stretch in the right side of the neck. Holding here for one more breath. Good. Come back to center. We will do a little bit of spinal flexions to get our spine warmed up. So on your inhale, we take the chest forward, and on the exhale, we cross the arms and give ourselves a really nice hug. And then we reverse, take it up, left arm across, hug, take it out, right arm across, hugging the body. One more. Good. Come back to center and just folding into a child's pose with the arms behind you, rounded in the spine. Maybe grabbing the feet here. Surrendering into the mat. Maybe thinking about what intention you want to take into your dance class today. What energy you want to bring. And slowly rolling yourself back up to a seated position. And then you're going to walk back onto your toes. We're going to stretch out our feet, especially if you're dancing in heels. You always want to make sure that your feet are really stretched. So just kind of playing around with coming up onto the toes, bringing the heels back to the earth. If you bring your heels down to the earth, it actually stretches the calf really nicely. So just playing with moving forward and back, forward and back. And when you're ready, balancing up on the toes, bringing the hands to heart center in our toe stand. Really engaging the core here, starting to light that fire. Knees are parallel to the ground, and our posture is up tall and straight. Just breathing here, allowing yourself to feel that beautiful stretch in the ankles. One more breath. Good, amazing job. Go ahead and walk the palms out in front of you and step the feet back into your downward facing dog. Just pedaling out the feet, walking it out on the spot. Maybe bringing the heels down as far as you can. Or you can have the knees bent here with the heels really lifted. Focus on bringing that tailbone up towards the sky. On your next inhale, roll out into your plank position. Good. And then roll back up. We will do this 4 more times. So rolling out through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, coming to your solid plank, and then taking the tailbone up as we press it back to downward facing dog. 3 more just like that. Two more. Moving slowly with intention, feeling every inch of your body. Last one. Pressing back into our downward facing dog. Taking that right leg up towards the sky, maybe opening up the hip. And on your next exhale, bringing the leg through, coming into a pigeon. So you want to think about having that leg almost like it's going to be parallel with the front of the mat. It definitely won't be unless you're really flexible, but that's the intention you want behind our pigeon. And you're going to feel this really deep stretch in the right hip. Okay, so go ahead and just stay up here for a moment. Really lengthening the chest. Good. And on your next exhale, you can come down to the forearms. You can place your head on the block, or you can stay up on the palms, whichever feels best to you, okay? Really breathing into those hips. Breathe into the tightness, breathe into that stuck energy, just allowing it to release out of you before you start to dance and to move. I feel like sometimes we move into our dance classes without that intention, and we bring the energy from the day into our dance class, and sometimes it keeps us from reaching our potential because we're stuck in the thinking mind. So when we breathe into the discomfort, it allows us to, and when we stretch before our classes, it allows us to really release that stuck energy, leaving a really clean, glowing aura that we can dance to our fullest potential with. Yes. Okay, last breath here. We've held that for a while. Come back up to the palms. Back to downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg up towards the sky, opening the hip, and bringing it through into your pigeon. Lifting the chest up, and on the exhale, bringing it down. Forearms on the ground or head to a block. Folding into the stretch, making sure that front foot is flexed. That will keep you from having any knee pain. One more breath. Slowly walking the hands back up and just rolling on to your hip and facing the front of your mat. Bringing that left leg in, extending that right leg out, flexing the foot. Grab that left knee with the right hand and extend that left arm up overhead so you're feeling a really nice stretch in the side body and the shoulder. And on your exhale, fold towards that right foot, keeping a flat back. And then on the exhale, rounding the spine. Feeling a deep stretch in the hamstring and the hip. One more breath. Come back up and switch. Bringing that right leg in, left leg out. Grabbing the right knee with the left hand, extending that right arm up overhead, looking under the right arm, feeling the side body stretch. And on your exhale, folding forward, keeping the chest lifted. And on your exhale, exhale, folding. Slowly lifting the chest, extending the legs out, reaching the arms up overhead on the inhale, and exhale, folding forward. Maybe this is as far as you come today. Lift it up on the palms, or maybe you come down to the forearms and drop the head. Like I said, making sure those feet are flexed and the legs are rotated out to avoid any knee pain or discomfort. Only widening the legs as far as feels good to you and your body today. One more breath, walking the palms back into center and coming to our cow face pose. So I feel like this is one of the best stretches for your hips because it really gets into those nooks and crannies. It can be a very difficult stretch for a lot of people if you are tight in the hips, so just really give yourself some grace with this pose. So crossing the left leg over the right and bringing the heels out to parallel, yes? Typically, the goal for this move is to have the knees touching. I don't know if mine will ever be touching. I feel like that's kind of an intense goal to have. So really just think about energetically drawing them together, but there definitely will be some space here for the most part, unless you are super flexible in the hips. So just lifting tall, feeling that stretch on the outside of the left hip, making sure the feet are flexed, and then taking that right arm up. You can either stay here with the left arm pulling down on the elbow, or you can clasp, taking that left hand behind you and right arm behind you and clasping the palms together. So I will show this to you. Go ahead and stay in that position. So the hands will be like this. Or if you have a yoga strap, you can also hold onto the strap and just bring the hands as close together as possible. But if that doesn't feel good for you, you can just continue to stay just pressing down onto that right elbow, okay? We will stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Breathing into the discomfort, and on the exhale, just releasing into the pose. 1 more deep breath. Go ahead, release the arms and switching sides, but first, shaking out the legs a little bit, crossing that left leg under, right leg across, flexing the feet, and just holding here for a breath. This is a really good stretch in itself. You could just sit here for a few minutes and really get a good deep hip opening stretch. Or you can take that left arm up, maybe just pulling down on the top of the arm with the right hand, or taking that right hand behind you and clasping the arms together. Making sure that you have length in the spine, reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky. And just holding here. Breathing in through the belly, the ribs, the chest. Holding at the top. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Good. One more breath. Slowly release the arms. Bring the legs out to a little windshield wipe with the legs. Loosening out the hips. Maybe they pop, that's okay. And then bringing the legs to face the front of the mat. Extending them really long. Reaching the arms up overhead, and on your exhale, folding forward. Keeping that flat back. Really feeling that deep stretch in the hamstrings, in the legs. And then folding forward, releasing the head. Maybe you grab the big toes here. Maybe you grab the outside edges of the feet, or maybe you're just here today. Either of them is perfect. One more breath. Slowly rolling up through the spine. You're going to take some foot stretches. So we are going to pull back on the feet, and we are going to press the feet forward. And you're really gonna feel this deep stretch in the top of the feet. So we pull them back, hold, we press them forward, straight forward, no turn out yet, just straight forward and hold. We'll do this 4 more times. Flex, flex, and point, point. We flex, and we point. Using the hands kind of helps you get a little bit deeper. We flex, and we point, flex, and point. Very good. From here, I want you to keep this left foot flexed, and you are just going to point the right foot and flex. And this time you will have your turnout. So as you can see, I have a little bit of turnout on my leg, so you can see the inside of my leg versus what we were just doing. Turnout and flex. Point and flex. We're gonna do this 5 times. So we point and flex, point and flex, point, flex. 2 more, 1 more. Good. Other side, so we have that right foot flexed. We point and flex, point and flex. 3 more. 1 more. Good. Now, we have both feet in a turnout. We are going to point and flex. Really bring those feet back. Point and flex. Good. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Amazing job. Those legs should be super, super warm. Go ahead, cross the feet, come onto all 4s. And then press yourself back up to a standing position, rolling the spine all the way up, up, up. And come to face the long edge of your mat, bringing the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Just moving into some hip circles, getting the body really warm and feeling good and embodied before we start dancing, okay? So just bringing the hips to the right and to the left, making a little figure 8 motion with the hips, stretching them out. And then once you've got that, taking the arms up the body, bringing them all the way up, and then pressing them back down, down, down. We'll do that 2 more times, bringing the hands up the body, extending them up overhead, and bring them down, down, down. 1 more time. Bringing them up overhead, and then bringing them down, down, down. Very good. Walking the feet in, lowering the legs back down to the earth. We actually have 1 more move. I lied. We're going to do some extensions in our little toe stand that we had at the beginning of class, just to get us ready to move, whether it's in heels or not. This is a really great stretch for the calves. So on your inhale, we reach the legs up, straighten the thighs, straighten the legs, and then we lower down. We're gonna do this 4 more times. Lift and lower, lift and lower. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Hold. Bringing the booty back down to the earth and meeting me in a seated position on your mats. Taking the arms up overhead, reaching, gathering all of that good energy, and bringing it back down to your heart center. Closing down the eyes, feeling into the body. The dancer, the mover in me honors the dancer and the mover in each of you. Namaste. Go ahead, open the eyes, Thank you, babes, so much for joining me on the mat today. I really hope you enjoyed this class and that you are ready to go into a dance class or maybe go into the rest of your day. And if you want to take a dance class, of course, I highly recommend going to the Studio Solar Luna classes. I have so many free classes here on YouTube, and I'm currently offering a 7-day free trial to Studio Solar Luna, the membership. So if you want more yoga and dance classes, definitely check out the 7-day free trial. The link is in the description below. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. That way you never miss a class from Studio Solar Luna. I love you, babes, to the moon and back, and I will see you on the yoga mat or the dance floor very soon.